Hey, YouTube fans, we appreciate you tuning in. Oh, man, Justin, I'm feeling the pressure of this episode. It's sinking onto me deeply
as we begin to film interviews for this episode. So guys, as you probably saw from the cover image, we've got Todd's Antelope hunt in Wyoming this week. Didn't go exactly as Todd had planned. Sometimes that happens to the best of us. So we want to let you guys leave your comments below. If you've ever had something like this happen to you during a hunt, what type of excuse do you give your hunting buddies for a shot like Todd makes? So,
well, it's a lot better when you're not filming because, you know, I mean, that,
right,
in my
nobody
case,
really knows.
No.
You can make up any excuse in the world.
I could have just been, it was a great shot, here's my animal,
Deflected
call it a
off
day.
of a branch, deflected
Well, you wouldn't even
off
know
of
that
a
it deflected.
blind.
No one would even have known that part. But
that's true. Well, guys, comment below and let us know what you think. Let us know what you would tell your buddies. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. Make sure that you like the videos, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends.
hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bowhunt or Die, your favorite online hunting show. Justin.
It should be your favorite online.
It is your favorite online. You're here, you're watching it, it's great. You know, something we always talk about is, you know, we've been fortunate, Justin, and we've had the luxury of being able to start this thing almost 8 years ago. This is our 8th season. I mean, there's hundreds of episodes for you to be able to go back and binge watch, to be able to catch up on if you're just learning about us now. But it's been a ton of fun. It's been a good venture.
Yeah, no, it's been a great time. Guys, we are officially kicking off the, I guess, fall hunting season, even though I don't think it's considered fall yet. I guess it's summer, but we're kicking off the fall big game hunting season. As we told you, Todd headed out to Wyoming to visit with Dustin for an antelope hunt. But before we get to that, we are going to get caught up on some of Todd's off-season adventures. Everybody's been asking, Todd, what have you been up to this summer? What kind of bucks are you going to be hunting? So Todd's going to give us, I guess, a little update on what he's been up to. So let's check that out.
Well, 2017 bow season is beginning right now. The one buck that I'm after on this particular piece of property is Lumberjack. We're trying to set up an oasis, actually, a nice little watering hole in here. So I'm able to get a tractor in this little spot. There's not a lot of water in this area here. I'm going to be able to come in. I'm going to be able to fill it on a regular basis. On those dry years, I know that this is a great travel corridor. There's some great apple trees in this area. It's just a great spot. We're going to get in here. We're going to find a tree that we think we can hunt out of. We're going to dig a hole, drop in a nice little liner. It's all set up. We're going to get filled with water, and then we are going to eventually get a tree stand set up right in this area. It should be perfect. Hoping to get a few other stealth cams up. I mean, this is the velvet time right now that we wait for. They're starting to put on inches. This is when you can start finding out who's alive. I got 2 shooter bucks that I know are still alive in this area. At least they were at the end of last year. I'm hoping that they're still alive this year. So, well, we finally got this thing installed. I wish I would have had a tad level, unfortunately, a little more level. I wanted it to be canted a little bit so that way, you know, when I overflow it or we get tons of rain, that it will just naturally kind of drain out. But I think otherwise we're pretty well set here. I mean, it's we put Heartland seed around it. Should be a great little oasis on these hot days. It's in the middle of a major thicket. I got a nice trail for being able to sneak in here. 2 different trees picked out for 2 different wind directions. Just gonna have to wait to see how this baby pans out. But otherwise, it's gonna be one hot little spot. Well, Craig and I finally had a chance to get in here to the swamp. We're gonna get a few trail cameras up. It's the first time getting in here this year. We've got a lot of rain, almost 8 inches of rain like a week ago. I mean, man, it's going to be wet out here, but let's get in here. Let's get a bunch of trail cameras set up and start getting some data being sent our way. Find out what bucks made it from last year. There's 2 bucks that we know of that were pretty nice deer. Craig shot a good one last year. I'm on a 2 or 3 year streak now. I know 2 year for sure where I've not got a deer in this swamp, so maybe this will be the year. One more camera to go. That makes about 8 cameras we got out here. 4 of them are remotes, so we should be able to get the data that we need here. Hopefully rib cage or one of those other big bucks I was chasing last year made it through the season. You never know.
All right, guys, we're out here hitting a few more trail cameras, but this spot here was basically all grown up in weeds. A few years ago, I killed that big wide buck in this spot. I wanted to make this be a little bit more attractive for him, so I snuck down in here. I got the Heartland Rack Maker Plus all laced in here. There's a few spots where I, for whatever reason, missed the last time I was here, so all I'm doing is coming back. I'm just taking a little bit of seed, and I'm just gonna overseed a few spots that I missed. Otherwise, most of it's germinated. There is definitely moisture in the ground. This should be just a nice little spot to hopefully attract another big wide buck like I got a few years ago. Let me get this done and slip out of here.
All right, guys, we are getting close to Longhorns territory. I got Stealth Cam's all new 4K camera here. I'm hoping to get some great shots of him. We got a lot of other cameras. The ridge actually way over there is where I last saw him, but I know between this ridge, that ridge, and the ridge behind this one, like these 3, seems to be his spot. So I'm crossing my fingers that we're gonna hook up with him this year. So, well, we're 2 weeks away from antelope season. We're gonna be in the camper, heading to good old state of Wyoming, and hopefully gonna be putting down some goats. But before then, I wanna make sure that I'm shooting good, I'm dialed in. I just put on a new HHA sight, and I wanna know exactly what tape I should be shooting. You know what, instead of going outside and shooting at 20 and 40 and 60 yards, there's a new app called this Uno app, which just works fantastic. You need a couple of calculations, and before you know it, you know exactly what tape you should be shooting. And it's not just only for HHA, it's for all, you know, single pin sights and even multi-pin sights. You know exactly what tape to use. If you're crunched on time, it's a great way to figure out exactly what you need. So in this case, we're gonna need a couple of things here. We're gonna need arrow speed, so we're gonna shoot through the chrono here. Then you need to take a measurement when you're at full draw from peep to sight and then peep to arrow. So let's go ahead and do this quickly, guys, and we'll make sure that the tape I need is perfect. Within less than 5 to 10 minutes, I mean, we literally got dialed in here. I mean, honestly, it was like 5 minutes. We used the app, we put the numbers in, we got our measurements, and we checked the tape. Tape number 64 is what we're gonna need to do. We already shot at 20 yards and 30 yards after making a quick, a slight adjustment with our 20-yard pin, and everything's dialed in perfectly. So we are literally now ready just to start practicing and getting the camper packed, because we got 2 weeks and we are looking for some goats. I can't wait.
All right, Todd, looks like a couple good bucks. I see one of them is a velvet trail camera picture from this year, which is
Longhorn. Longhorn is officially
alive,
confirmed and alive.
and big. Very, very big.
Very big.
You know, for those of you that maybe didn't catch that episode last year, you know, Todd had an awesome encounter with that deer at basically point blank range. Just couldn't get the right angle on him to pull the
8
shot
yards.
off.
I mean, it was super close. I mean, it's just it was a great encounter. I just couldn't get the shot that I wanted. But not only that, EJ, the guy who shot STD from underneath me, and you for that.
I don't know about that, but sure.
And, well, he did get you know, STD, which was an awesome huge buck. He also had an encounter with this buck as well. This kid definitely.
He
was
managed to
lucky.
get an arrow off, unlike you, but unfortunately he missed.
He missed.
So
no, I don't know about unfortunately. Fortunately for me.
Unfortunately for him, fortunately for Todd, he missed. So that deer escaped death last year twice, very narrowly. Hopefully his luck has run out for this year.
I have serious plans of putting some effort into him this year.
Yeah, he's a great deer. I know the other deer you're looking at is,
Lumberjack.
what are you calling him? Lumberjack? But you don't know if he's alive, is that correct?
No, I got nothing on him this year. So.
But I mean, that was an awesome deer that Todd was chasing last year. You know, who knows? Neighbor could have shot him, could have died.
But he didn't
sometime,
show up until later. So just so you know, I mean,
last year he didn't show up till
So I
later.
mean, I'm thinking
So we're
he's
holding
living,
hope.
I'm still holding hope. Yes.
Fair enough. Well, you got at least one great buck. I know he's holding on to a couple others out there that he's got pictures of. He's just not telling us about. And then the water hole. What's the update on the water hole? How is it working?
I have some absolutely incredible footage of raccoons.
and that's it.
That's it. I got raccoon after raccoon.
All
after
that work,
raccoon.
all those guys out there putting a water hole in, and the deer aren't using it.
The raccoons love it.
Well,
The deer
fair.
are going to come.
Well, if you guys are into raccoon hunting, now you know you need to just go plant a water trough out in the middle of the woods and apparently hunt raccoons over it. So guys, that's kind of Todd's off-season, I guess, whitetail prep update from Illinois as well as Wisconsin. Now we are going to head out west to Wyoming for the long-awaited antelope hunt. So let's check that out now.
You like to get up early, do crazy things, then bow hunting is right for you. It's for something in the morning. We're loaded up in the car and we are driving to South Dakota and then into Wyoming for the next day, little camping adventure tonight. So we will be officially ready to hunt by Tuesday morning. We'll be drawing the bows back for the fall of 2017. This is good. Antelope, then on to elk, then on to whitetails. What more can you ask for? Good morning from South Dakota. Spent our first night here last night in this nice little campground. This is my kind of roughing it right here, but had a good night's sleep. We're just outside the Badlands. We're looking forward to going through there and looking for some animals and seeing some beautiful scenery. Hoping to get there tonight around 4 or 5 o'clock, be able to shoot our bows, just enjoy the day. Had a great day, making a little bit of breakfast this morning, and before you know it, we're going to be chasing speed goats. I'm extremely excited. They got a sweet little spot set up for me in a tree stand on a pretty heavily used trail. And you know what, I told Dustin I want to do something different this year, and he's got it all set up for me. So let's hope that pans off. It should be exciting. Well, we're about an hour from where we're going to be hunting, and we're finally starting to get into some animals. Actually, a nice buck over here. We just pulled over, took a couple pictures of it. Also filmed it too. It's amazing, man. The buck was just walking along, and bam! As soon as we stopped the RV, brakes went on. They just stared at us, but we're not too far away, and we're going to be getting in those blinds, which is going to be awesome. Well, here we are in Wyoming. Took us a couple days to get here. Bighorn Outfitters. We're with Dustin DeCrew, one of our teammates, owns this outfitting business. And I'll tell you what, we just got here, just got set up. Craig was shooting, shot two. I mean, you can't get any tighter than this. This looks fantastic. I'm not too bad. I got to practice a little bit more here before tomorrow, but everything's looking pretty good, guys. I mean, we're all set up for tomorrow. We're going to shoot a little bit more, get a little more practice in. And tomorrow, we're going to have some fun. First hunt of the fall. I'll tell you what, I'm a little disorganized. I'm not going to lie. I got stuff everywhere, I feel like. But it's 4 o'clock in the morning here in Wyoming. We're ready to go. I mean, we've talked. We went over everything. Tree stand is ready to roll, and I'm going to be, in less than a couple hours, I'm going to be sitting in a tree waiting for a speed goat to walk by, which sounds completely crazy compared to what I usually do. So this is going to be good. My friend Paul Mathews up here, Brian's up here, my boy Craig is still coming out of, hello, he's he'll be up before you know it, and he's going to be hunting too. So. Oh man, it feels good to get back up into a tree. Only difference is this time I'm not looking for whitetails. I'm looking for antelope, and there's definitely some out here. Well, it's starting to rain right now. I gotta get this camera covered up, but unfortunately they're just not liking something in this set. Let me get my raincoat out and get this camera covered. Still raining pretty good. I'm not sure how much these antelope are going to move. I mean, based on this weather, I think they're going to hold up for a while, but I'm just trying to stay as dry as I can to keep my gear dry. I'm hoping this is going to stop soon. They're going to come back out to this alfalfa field. There were a couple good ones, but just didn't want to, I don't know, they just didn't want to come through. I don't know if they saw me up in this tree or if they could smell me. The wind was unfortunately going right to that fence crossing. So I have to wait and see. Oh, are you kidding me? That was a nice goat. He's still pretty far out there, but he just did not want to come down this trail. If he would have come down this trail, I would have had a chance to hit him right here, but man, he just did not want to cross there. 2 o'clock. Been in here for quite a while. Man, I'm not sure where the bucks went. They were here earlier today. I mean, man, I just had those awesome encounters with 5 or 6 of them coming right through here, but the bucks have just seemed to have disappeared. They're definitely pre-rutting. I mean, they're out looking, they're pushing a few does around. I'm still hopeful, though, that something could come through here tonight. Got a lot of time left. Well, that's going to end my hunt for today. I mean, I can't complain at all. I saw animals all day long. It was just awesome. Unfortunately, just couldn't pull it off tonight. I mean, they were just so spooky in here. It was tough to be able to get ready for them. And this window's pretty small. They would just come through too quick. Never a good morning when I forgot my glasses somewhere. I had them in my pocket, but they must have popped out somewhere. We've been trying to get this blind set up and switching cars and moving around. But we're just got in the blind. Paul's filming me today. Craig is hunting a different spot. So we made a quick couple adjustments here based upon what I was seeing from that tree stand yesterday. They kept coming through these 2 fence crossings. So we're going to try to get one shot from this blind by these openings, because yesterday it just wasn't working out. As soon as they hit that tall grass, they were just bolting through there. I never could get one of the good ones to stop or even a slow down. So we'll see how this goes. There they go. They're coming out. There's no better adrenaline rush than bowhunting, especially close. That's why you do the close stuff. 20 yards. He just wouldn't give us enough time. The first one was slower moving than the second one, but the second one was the better one we were after. That's okay though. We know we're in a good spot. We just gotta be calm. shot on his back, unfortunately, but he didn't go far at all. We can't get another shot because the cattle are right behind him, but he basically just bedded down about, I don't know, 35, 40 yards, but literally there's no shot because of the cattle. So we're just gonna let him expire right there. There's no reason to push it right now. He's not going anywhere. He's not a bad goat. We've been patient. We waited for one to get in here, and finally he gave us a pretty decent shot. I must have just punched the trigger at the last second because I was back. The good news is he's just laying right there, so we just got to give him some time here. All right. Shot was a little far back, but where I hit him, he just wasn't going to get up. So it was actually worked out pretty good. He only went about, 10, 15 yards max. We got to put another arrow in him. He's laying dead right here. It got a little funky there because all these cattle that are in this pasture right here started to move over right towards him. We just didn't want to take another shot from that blind and potentially have an arrow ricochet off one of these wires or something. So come on, let's go take a look at him. Nice goat. These are the most craziest animals. I mean, every time you get up close to them, just the fact that they live out here and eat this dry grass and just live up here. I love when they hit those peaks. It's just so freaking cool. It's just neat to get out and hunt different animals for sure. But what a great little buck here. Hey, what a great way to start the season off. It was awesome. Yesterday I started off in that tree stand. We really wanted to try something different to see if we could pull it off, but it was tough. There was just no way it was going to happen. Unfortunately, it just wasn't going to happen. They were coming by so quick. They'd get in this taller grass and they would freak out, but it was great because that gave us the time to figure out exactly what trails they were using. So basically woke up this morning and decided to make a move. We grabbed the ground blind, got in here nice and early. We set the ground blind up. May have been a little too close because we spooked a few away, but finally a couple of them started to commit. The one that we were after just went too quickly, but this one here was the second biggest in line. I said, Paul, let's take this one. It's a nice one. So unfortunately the shot was a little far back. I don't know if I just punched my trigger at the last second or I don't know what I did, but luckily he didn't go far at all. I hit him back, hit him somewhere that prevented him from getting up and getting too much further. So that was kind of good. We were able to get up, sneak in here and get another shot on him, but it got a little tricky with all the cattle because we just didn't want to take a shot and have it be a bad one and end up hitting a cattle or something. So we did the right thing. We just waited a little bit, got up, got a better angle, made a shot, and got a super nice speed goat here in the ground down in Wyoming. So couldn't be any happier than that right there.
Powered by game-changing reverse cam technology and shooting 385 feet per second, the ultra-narrow Carbon Phantom RCX is the fastest, quietest, and smoothest shooting crossbow on the market. 10-point. Perfection lives here.
Graf. What happened, buddy?
Can I leave right now?
What happened, man? Come on.
Gosh, seriously, I'm constantly preaching about wanting him in close. I 100% got what I wanted. It was right there. I don't know, guys.
You just muffed it. You just muffed it.
I don't know.
Sometimes that happens.
I never used that word before, but I completely botched that shot. It was ridiculous. I guess it can happen to anybody. I'm not trying to deflect this at all. I don't know. You know what? I watched that GoPro footage that was behind us in slow motion. It didn't look like I did anything. The only thing I did at the last minute was I definitely kind of went over, to the right just with the way that Antelope was moving. And I don't know if I just twisted my wrist. I don't know what I did. I blew it.
Well, luckily for you, the Antelope didn't really go very far.
Thank goodness.
Allowed for a follow-up shot. So you know what, guys? Sometimes it happens. We've always said there's a difference between taking a bad shot that you shouldn't be taking, whether it's too far, too dark, through the brush, bad angle, whatever the case. And then every once in a while, you just make a bad shot. You just do something wrong. Happens to even the best of us right here. Unfortunately, he was able to recover his animal. How about Craig, man? He had a good hunt, right?
Oh, he had a great hunt. Yeah, this is his first time that he's ever gone out west.
Sure.
Luckily, Dustin was able to spend some time with him. Day one was good. They just didn't have a lot of activity around their blind. They went on some stalks and stuff like that, but it really came down to day two. They went to an alfalfa field, and he had a great hunt. I think it was finally around 11 o'clock when one came in, gave him a shot. He made a good shot. got that animal. I mean, he was pumped. It was his first antelope.
Awesome trip. I mean, you go out there with your son, with your buddy and his son, all four of you guys shooting antelope. You know, Paul and Brian shot giant antelope. So congratulations, everybody. It looks like a fun time and a heck of a way to get the season started.
And I mean, Wyoming, what a great state. I mean, if you haven't thought about hunting Wyoming, I mean, you need to put some effort looking into it because there's a lot of animals. It's beautiful. There's other things to do.
The biggest problem is you go out hunting in August, and now you got to come home, and now you can't hunt.
I'm okay. I know. Clearly, I know exactly what I need to be doing
to get ready. So, guys, that was a pretty cool segment from Todd. Congrats to him and to everybody on their success. Next up, we're actually joined here in the studio by Derek Nelson from Mathews, where him and I are going to talk a little shop with you, a little bow tuning advice if you're out there shooting a Halon or a Halon 32. So let's check that out next. Hey guys, we've got Derek Nelson from Mathews in the studio today, and we want to talk to you a little bit about tuning these Halon 32 bows. And specifically, what we're going to talk about is the top hats that go in those bows. Not the type of top hat you actually wear on your head, but ultimately the top hat, what it does is it sits in between the limbs and the cam, and it acts kind of as a spacer or a shim. So Derek, tell us a little bit about what we're looking at.
Yeah, so we have this top hat system which you can order from your local retailer, and it comes in three spacing variations.
Okay.
They all add up to
the same total width,
yeah,
right?
the same total width, and they're marked accordingly with grooves on the actual top hat. And so it allows you to have up to 6 different degrees of tune on each of your cams, so you really can micro tune your bow based on what kind of tear you're getting without just having to rely on your rest doing all the work for you.
Right. So I mean, ultimately, guys, when you buy a Halon 32, they're all going to come standard with kind of the basic top hat kit that most people are probably going to be fine with. But there's a lot of you guys out there that are watching this that are like super tuning freaks. As we learn more information about bows and the technology is out there to be able to do some of this stuff at home, guys are getting a lot more advanced in what they expect out of their equipment. So if you're getting a tear, maybe a left tear in your bow that maybe you're not super happy with and you can't figure out how to get it out, ultimately this top hat kit may be the ticket for you. Derek and I were talking, what this is allowing you to do is very similar to what you used to do when you would yoke tune a bow. Right, you would take the cable off and you'd put a couple twists in one side or the other in order to move that yoke and ultimately kind of change the direction of that cam a little bit. And this system is taking the place of that because with the AVS system in these bows, it's got a floating yoke, so there is no yoke tuning. So now we have this top hat system, right?
Yep. And our 0T axles that we use in all of our bows really allows there's zero amount that cam can move. So when you put these things in there, it's really going to take any space or any slop, out of the equation at all.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, guys, I'm not an ultra precision bow tech by any means, but I've taken a couple Halons and 32s apart now just to tinker with them, tune them, replace strings and cables and whatnot. And it's a super easy, very slick system. You just unscrew the axles, they slide right out there. It's basically a foolproof system, right? I mean, you can't really mess this thing up.
Super user-friendly.
Yeah, so I mean, if you guys are into super tuning your bow and you want to make sure it's flying as best as possible for you, and you're having some troubles with it, make sure you check out these top hat kits. You can get them at any local Mathews retailer, correct?
Any retailer can order them for you.
Awesome. So guys, if you're out there and you want to tune your bows and you've got a Halon 32, make sure you check these out. Of course, if you guys want to learn more about Mathews in general or any of their offerings, you can check out their website, mathewsinc.com.
Justin, it's always fun when we can get the guys from Mathews to come out here in the studio and actually talk to us. I mean, it's just neat because those are some of the things that you may not learn about, right? I mean, if you're not tuned into Bowhunter and learn about these little extra things, I mean, you should definitely plan on visiting a Mathews retailer and get a top hat. I mean, it's definitely something that's worth researching.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are having a hard time tuning or you want to just really get things perfected, it's a great option for you. So again, thanks to Derek for stopping by. Guys, next up, we want to thank the people who sent in their trophy photos for this week. We got some pretty good ones, and we have a unique winner for this week. So let's check these out now.
It's always a good time. Jesse Brinkman.
Bruce Faulkner.
Tad Kovac.
Joey Hitchcock.
Scott Hess.
And Dylan St. Louis.
Hey guys, those are some great trophies. Keep sending them in because this year we upped the ante and we agreed that every episode we're going to be picking a winner and they're going to be getting a care package from Bowhunter Die. So
Yeah,
the
we've
winner
been sending
is
out hats and stickers and stuff. The winner for this week, we decided, was Scott Hess, who's got not just one, but it looks like 2 kayaks, one for him and one for his deer. And it's in the snow. You don't get a whole lot cooler than that.
No, that's cool. And here's the thing now. We're going to start taking some grief because there's a lot of good photos coming in. I mean, people have tuned into our website and have read about how to get the best trophy photo.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of good
Thad
photos.
had a great photo. Thad was probably my second place, but just for
but don't
sheer,
forget about this guy here
sheer
now.
uniqueness. Dylan's got the whole crew out there. They got
And that's a
7
monster.
people in that image. So congratulations to everybody. Guys, make sure you send your trophy photos in. If you want an opportunity to win, you can email those to info@bowhunting.com or you can post them to our Facebook page, either one. So guys, that's it for this week's episode. Seasons are coming very, very quickly. So guys, remember, if you're out there hanging or trimming stands, wear your safety harness. Please, please wear your safety harness and use your lifelines. And season's going to be here soon, buddy.
Yeah, and last but not least, of course, for those of you that were lucky enough to make it to the Lancasters Extravaganza. I mean, hey, we had our brand ambassadors out there. They told us the place was jam-packed. A lot of people, I think all the hats went for people that came in and asked for Bowhunter Die hats. So if you were one of those lucky guys that came in there and asked for them, congratulations. And now we also have Bowhunter Die gear in their shop. So make sure you, if you want to get any of our gear and you don't want to pay shipping, go right to their shop.
And you're in Pennsylvania, visit Lancaster Archery. We've got a bunch of Bowhunter Die and bowhunting.com gear on the showroom floor. So guys, make sure you check that out. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks for some more great bowhunting action.
For more exciting action, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and receive live updates from our team members as well as the latest happenings in the bowhunting and archery world. Be sure to share your photos, stories, and experiences as well. And don't forget to pick up your official bowhunting.com and Bowhunter Die gear by visiting bowhunting.com/gear. We have a full selection of hats, shirts, decals, wristbands, and much more.
Can't be late for that.
I just got a haircut.
Cannot be late for that one.
No, but we have an hour to do it.
Hi, Jesse Brickman, Bruce Faulkner, Thad.
Todd.
Kovac.
Welcome to another episode of Todd Botches the Shot.
All right. All right.
Hey YouTube fans, welcome to another episode of Bowhunter Die. Whoa, whoa, whoa.